You just got one of the best gifts ever. Whether you purchased it as a gift for you or someone gave it to you, what a gift this is. Yes, you just got your patch. Now what? What are you going to do? Well, first of all, I'm Cheryl Townsley. I'm a naturopath, a wisdom coach. I've worked with tens of thousands of people from around the world for almost 40 years. So I have a lot of experience in helping people produce the health results that they want. And never in my career have I seen an accelerator like the super patches and a combination of those patches. So what I want to do in the short time that we have together is answer some basic questions like, what do you do? So I'm going to talk about how to apply it, how to remove it. I'm going to talk about some basic things to look at using them for. I'm going to help you understand how to assess and reassess so that you know they're working for you. And then at the end, I'm going to give you some of my very favorite combinations for me personally and for clients that I've worked with. So are you ready? Let's open up the packet. So when you open up the packet, there will be little patches and they have a backing on it. And one side will allow you to peel it off and peel off this little piece. Now you have your patch. And when you look at the patch, there's all of these little lines and ridges. Think of them as like Braille and a blind person being able to touch dots and be able to read. Well, when you put this little patch on, which has had tremendous research, it's been studied in and researched in hospitals, double-blind, placebo testing where the score is 1 in 1,000 chance that this could be a placebo. That's a gold standard. So this is really listen to this, non-medical solution for medical problems. There's no chemicals, there's no ingredients, there's nothing to react to, no contraindications, safe for pregnant women. That's a big deal. It's safe for children. Just make sure they can't reach it and put it in their mouth, and everybody of all other ages. So you have your patch. The ridges, when put on your skin, send a message through your nervous system up to your brain like a QR code. Only each one of these are going to a specific location in your brain. And it's going to put that brain pathway into homeostasis, and that's what the EEG testing has proven. With an EEG test, they can find a dysfunctional brain pathway. You put the patch on for that pathway, retest, brain pathway is in balance. Take the patch off, brain pathway goes back. So we know it works, you just need to learn where to apply it. Now, they've been formulated to be able to be applied anywhere. On clean skin, without hair, no scar tissue, and no nerve damage. So you want to think through those things, and then the best thing is you get to play, notice, and discover. People who sweat a lot might want to put it on the top or the bottom of their feet because you don't sweat there as much. Other people may find that they like their shoulders, the front of the shoulders, upper arms, upper thighs, on the sides of their back, buttocks. Just play with it. I know I have my favorite locations. Forrest has his. And best of all, you can't really do it wrong. If you decide that you don't like it so much over here, put it over here. You just get to play, notice, and discover. Now, a couple of other things that are helpful is when you put it on, typically I do mine in the morning, put mine on in the morning, and then I take it off the next morning in my shower, in the bath, so you can use soap and water to easily remove it. You don't want to just rip it off because you could damage your skin. You also want to do some sort of an assessment and then reassess over 24, 48, 72 hours to discover how your body's responding. So the Freedom Patch for pain is one of the easiest to be able to assess. So when I'm working with clients, I ask them on a scale of 1 to 10, how significant is your pain? And if they go 12, then I know that probably they're going to want to use 2 of these patches. But always start with 1. Put it, if the pain point, let's say, is your low back, you've got discs that are a problem. Then put it above the disc on one side or the other, not right on the spine because that's not exactly flat, so it wouldn't lay flat on the skin. So you'd put it between the pain point and the brain. If you have a lot of tightness in your shoulder, you might put it here. If there's a headache, I usually find that putting it on the back, along the back of the neck, as long as there's not a lot of hair. So assess the pain, put the patch on, wait about 5-10 minutes, and if there's no reduction in pain, then go to a second patch. Now, all the patches that I talk about, I've done a video on each one, so I'm not going to go into detail there. I just want you to know that assess and reassess is very important. If you do the balance test or have someone do that on you, your balance is off, then you'd want to put on a Liberty patch, reassess balance, and lo and behold, balance is being restored. That's another really big one. Another one might be your focus, like if you are ADD, squirrel, 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 put on the focus patch and phew, that one's pretty exciting too. You know, the defend patch, which is for immunity, I've actually had people say, you know, there was a man sitting next to me on the airplane hacking and hacking and hacking and probably germs all over around all the people around us. And she said, may I put a defend patch on you? And he said, I guess. And you know what was exciting? He didn't cough but once or twice for the remainder of the hour of flight. So that one can actually work pretty quickly also. Everybody is different. How long you've had the problem, all those are variables. So this is where you get to play, notice, and discover. Okay, so we've talked about how to put it on, how to take it off, how to assess, reassess, learn to notice. The next thing I want to do is to go through some of my favorite combinations. Now, when I first was introduced to these, I really thought they were dumb and I ignored them for over a year. What a mistake. I was missing out on some amazing gifts for my nervous system and for my brain. And then I started very slowly with just one. Now I must say, I absolutely love them. I'm in pretty good health, but I still wear 5 to 6 a day. Do you have to do that? No. 2, 3, 4, play. Find out what works best for you. So my favorite combinations. These are only a few of my favorite combinations. But if you have a lot of stress in your life, focus, peace to calm the nervous system, liberty to calm not only your balance, but your vagus nerve, which is so important, and then get a good night's sleep. Because if you don't sleep, then you don't have energy. So this is really good for people with stress. If you have an issue with energy, like low energy, poor circulation, cold feet, those kinds of symptoms, because we don't work on diseases, that's what medical doctors do. What we do is we deal with what your body wants. And your body wants whatever you get symptoms for. So when you have a symptom, the body is saying, I need help in that area with that symptom. So the more you can be aware of your symptoms, which will help you with assess and reassess, the more you're going to know if you're doing what works best for your body. So when it comes to the circulation energy, you would want to probably try maybe Victory. That's really good for athletes. And Ignite, which can help boost your metabolism, which would give you more energy. You might also want to use Lumi, which is not only for skin on the outside, but all the skin throughout your body. Because if the skin here is dry and wrinkled, so is your gut. It's called leaky gut. And then you would also want to put with it, I love this one, Boost. Boost is for energy, not like an energy drink where you're going to have a spike and then crash, but just steady eddy energy all day long. Now, for most people, when you do Boost during the day, you'll want to take it off at night. And when you do REM for sleep, obviously you'd put it on at night and take it off in the morning. So those are the only ones that are typically 8 to 12 hours versus 24 hours. Now, for immunity, let's see, immunity. Right here, these are 3 that I do every single day and have for months. I do Boost for energy, Defend for the gut, for nutrient assimilation, mitochondrial energy. This one I think really everybody should be on. If you're around people, you want to keep your immune system strong, your assimilation. This one is probably my favorite. And then Lumi for skin, external, internal. This is just powerful for immunity and for overall health. Next, if you're dealing with injuries, I think I got these out of order. Injuries. Freedom, pain, liberty, defend. Do I have that in this order? Freedom. Let's see. No, I don't have it. So anyway, let's say you've had an injury. You had an accident, head injury. Freedom, freedom, freedom is so, so, so important to deal with the pain. And then you would add liberty because that's going to help with balance. And then I would go back and add some defend to boost your immune system because when we go through a hit like that, the immune system can take a hit. Now, the next one is, what about like some weight loss? Like a few extra inches and a few extra pounds. There's a great combination. Ignite is to help you burn calories while you're resting because it boosts metabolism. 500 calories a day. It's being burned by your body because the metabolism starts to work. The other one that's really helpful is Kick It for the bad habits that help to put the weight on in the first place. And then Peace to calm the nervous system. This is just great for weight loss, self-sabotage, loopy thinking that doesn't help you. Now, if you're dealing with low libido or hormone issues or hot flashes or getting up at night to go to the bathroom, these two pair really well together. Rocket is for the circulation and the hormones, and Defend is to support the immune system. So this one can be really helpful for men or for women. Now, I could go on and on and on and on because there's an infinite number of combinations. There is a sheet that you can get from the person who referred you to your patches that gives a highlighted list of symptoms per patch. So what I really encourage people to do is to look at that list and go, do I ever have a bad attitude? And it would be helpful to get past grumpy. Well, you might want to give joy a try. And maybe you notice that, well, let's see, I'm looking at this and go, I just think that I have a lot of pain, more pain than I realize. Then you're certainly going to go with freedom. And maybe you just want to win at all your athletic events. Victory and liberty would be a powerful combination. And as you're thinking about yourself, think about your spouse, think about your children, your grandchildren. Do you know that this is a gift that truly keeps on giving? Because when I watch what it's done for my husband, for our daughter, for clients, and it wasn't about me seeing them as a practitioner. I just opened a door to help them put a brain pathway into balance. That's life-changing. In studying neurology for over 10 years, when you can put a brain pathway into balance, you've just unlocked healing power. Because all health issues are run by the brain. And you now have an incredible gift to unlock balance in your brain pathways. So applaud yourself for getting one of the best gifts that you can give to yourself and give to others. Get back to the person who suggested you give these a try and know that you are on an adventure you never dreamed could take you to such amazing health.